another minute or two. Let's flash the heat up a little bit on that. So welcome to the start of this Facebook Live event, and as you know, it's every Wednesday, but not next week because I'm catering for Future Fixers next week, and Wednesday is prep and Thursday is feeding 90 people. So waste into wellbeing, catering, and I'm doing some of the cooking and leading for waste into wellbeing. So that's all good for Future Fixers in Kendal on Thursday. So great. So none of this next week, but this week we are doing my favourite go-to special meal when I love myself. This is what I make. So I don't make it every week, so maybe that says something about me. But anyway, here we go. And I want to make this for you because I know that this is amazing. And actually I did record this for the course back last year, and I didn't put it into the course because I didn't actually think I'd done a good enough job at it, and it's so silly of me, really, because the rest of it isn't perfect, is it? But anyway, just just struggling a little bit with the heat coming out of onions out of ovens. So here we go. Look at these little bad boys here. They're pea tarts, and we're going to make them tonight. Would you believe? Let me just see. I really do need a cameraman, I think, at some stage, Chris. No, don't worry, he's in Cheltenham. So these little puff pastry tarts are the easiest thing in the world to make. They are absolutely gorgeous. We are going to just pop one out now and have a look at him. They're stuffed with peas, broadly. They're topped with some onion petals, so we'll just do that for you now. And then we're going to get going and start them. And I absolutely love them. You can tell, can't you? I'm just delirious because I know that after this I'm going to have four to eat. So I quite like this little number here. Now, you know when they're cooked because they're brown and they're crispy, and obviously now I would probably go at a 200 oven for this. Let's have a look at this one. Can you see it's all brown and hard and it's nice underneath? I would actually, I think, you know, I was a bit nervous about these being burnt. I'd probably just do that for another couple of minutes. But that's nicely, this here is nice because it's nice and crispy and it's brown. Probably should go in for another couple of minutes actually. Let's just have a look at his bottom. Yeah, it's okay. I would put that in for another 2 minutes, but no, we're not going to do that now. We're just going to get him out and we're going to show him. No, you see, I don't really like that one as much. I like this one. So yes, so let's just get that little crumb off there. Let's get him away. And here we are, we're just getting going. Anybody joining us? And this is a lovely plate. I really like this plate. I just need to check actually. It's just about in shot, isn't it? And then we've got these onions and mushrooms. Oh, I know what I should do. This is what I should do. Come on. I'm on it. I am on it. I had a very long day today, actually. I've just been doing some YouTube learnings today. It's totally exhausted me. So here we are. Look at him. There we go. We love him. So there we go. He's a lovely little tart, isn't he? And we're going to just not use my fingers, Julia. We've cooked some onion petals, so we're going to drape those artistically over. And as you know, when you're cooking, how you dress things is vital. And I didn't quite cook enough here, but I'm going to do more next. Because, you know, I've only just done this like so many times that I can't do it wrong. Well, apparently you can do things wrong. So I would probably just put a few more mushrooms on there. But that's really nice there, look. And then, of course, you could sort of drape some down the side. We have I've got a jack potato for my tea later because, you know, I won't have enough pea tarts. This is salad from Aldi. I must say, I think it might be just about to. I think that could look a little better, really. Bless him, Aldi. But you know, there we go. I think that's okay, and that's actually really nice because for some people that would be fine. For me, no, jacket potato, and then we have some little bits of tomato. Now, you know, my food is all about food you can do. That actually, if you just do what I say, it looks the same. You know, I don't get really artsy about dressing because I just think that it's unrealistic. And when I was learning to cook, I used to get totally frustrated when I remember some monkfish dish, because yes, I wasn't vegan. Monkfish dish by that really great guy. What's he called? Tom Kerridge. No, he's lost a lot of weight. Anyway, that guy. And I followed it to the letter, and it came out A, dreadful, and B, it just didn't look like the picture at all, and I was really disappointed. So actually, I do always try to make sure that my things are doable. So we're having a gravy, by the way. We're doing a gravy with this little tart. But here, we just want to do a little bit of dressing. And if you're going to get quite arty, you might do it. But you want to keep the dressing onto the salad. And because I have actually now got what I did earlier, so we can cut in. I just love pea tarts so much. And in here you've got pea tart, pea filling rather, which is pureed peas. Some peas are left whole, and then you've got this lovely crunchy. Look at that, crunchy puff pastry. Bought obviously because life is too short, and the pea has got mint in it, mint sauce, because, you know, life is too short, nooch and things like that. So we're going to do that now, and I'm going to... Oh, my God. I cook this for the special man in my life very often, and if he's watching, Carl, it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to have another bit. Because, yes, who needs salad when you've got pea tart? But you do, because it's all just part of the whole, isn't it? Oh my God. Let's get on with making this for you. You will never look back, because what happens is you make this and then you start thinking, what else can I put in tarts? So that's lovely. That's going to have to go away and will be my tea later. I'm just putting that away, and then we're going to get on. We're going to get cracking. Now, let me just see about the camera. What would be the best thing to do here? We need to do the gravy next. So let's just get a little bit tidier. And yeah, all that on there. So let's just do the gravy. Now then, yes, this is the best way of doing this. Yes, because you've seen it now, so that's okay. And we're going to just get some water, hot water. We're going to weigh it in, 200 grams of water. So this is your gravy, and it's super, super easy. So just weigh in some hot water. Now, you know, I'm not pretending that this is some posh gravy. What I'm saying to you is that this is a sauce that you can make easily and quickly, as long as you have got everything into hand, which actually I do, but it's quite a lot. So we've got 200 grams, 200 ml, slightly over there, you probably saw. Let's just check we're on. So here we go. Let's get a bit of heat on that. So half a stock cube, 200, as you know by now. And the rest of that can go in there. So we have a pinch of rosemary. Get this in as soon as you can, actually, so it rehydrates. Got a pinch of oregano. Don't go overboard with the herbs, by the way. Teaspoon white wine vinegar. That's not a teaspoon. That's a teaspoon. Teaspoon of miso paste. Now, I found, just checking where I am, I found that the easiest way to get miso paste out, just get it on a knife, put it onto here, and then basically get rid of, whoops, silly me, and then that can just go neat and tidy back in there. And then obviously you've got it, you see that. We'll get better at demonstrating. So that's the miso paste gone in. Now then, what else have we got? We've got 3/4 of a teaspoon. I think we need to get that off there. 3/4 of a teaspoon of 3/4 of a teaspoon. It was 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'm just double checking in my mind actually. 3/4 of a teaspoon of soft brown sugar. And then we need, just turning down a bit, then we need 1/4 teaspoon lemon, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Let's whisk that in there. That's okay. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Mine went a bit hard, so I had to put it in the Magimix today, actually. I think it just gets a bit wet, living in this wet place as I do. So this is all just generally what happens. And yeah, I put it in the Magimix and it sorted itself out. 1/4. Okay, so we're also going to have to thicken that. Now let's just move this over because I can't be doing with stretching too much actually. So we've got the stock cube. Checking that's melting. Too much heat. That's good. And yes, that's okay. And then we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of gravy browning in. So my advice to you would be to not put that in until everything's melted down. And then we're just going to get a bit of corn flour. We're going to do a tablespoon of corn flour. Bit of water. So I've just got my corn flour here, just mixing that. And then whisking. I just pour the corn flour over the sieve because it helps distribute it so it doesn't go in a big lump. That's what I do. And you can see that thickening that up nicely there. So there you go, you've got your sauce basically, you've got your gravy. Now my advice to you would be to, well, you can freeze it so you can make it before, make it in the fridge. This is one that you might taste this and go, I'm not sure I like that, because I always do that. And then when it's on the pea tart, it's absolutely gorgeous. And it was developed obviously for the pea tart, so I don't know, this might be okay on jacket potatoes or roast potatoes with a roast. I don't know, I've not tried it. It'll freeze and be done, but just knock that off really. You don't want that drying out. And we're going to go on to doing these pea tarts. Right, so let's just get back on my camera marks and just talk about this. Right, okay, so one thing that you're just about to see is that I will have made, you'll see that I'm just about to have some strips of pastry left, so this is what I do with them. I twist them and then I can make little twists literally on some greaseproof paper. They've been in not 15 minutes, but these are lovely little things, and these can dress the dish nicely. So you could just put one artfully over the top of this. I just thought I'd show you these, so I was a bit late on putting one in, but you know, you'd want to put one artfully over. So that's what you'd want to do, and those are really lovely. So we'll do some of those. Yes, we will. And we're just going to get that off there. Let's get those dealt with over here. Right, okay, so that's nice. And I'm just going to get that tart out of there so I can reuse this pastry mould effectively. Now, the reason I'm reusing those is because this muffin tray that I'm using is deep. You know, you want deep because then your tart is quite deep. So that's where we're at with that. And that's all ready now. We're going to go to the pea side of things. Okay, so we need to take these peas. Now I've defrosted 150 grams of peas just over the course of today, so that's what this is. This really couldn't be any easier. It's quite shocking how easy this is. And we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of milk in here to just loosen it. So that's 1. Whoops, that's 2. So we've got that in now. We're going to put a couple of tablespoons of, come on Julia, a couple of tablespoons of nutritious yeast in here as well. And let's just check, I'm just checking all the time actually now that I've got these ingredients right. So that's 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Let's get a good amount of pepper in there. And then here we've got mint sauce. This is a Morrison's mint sauce. So a teaspoon of that's going in. And then got my trusty blender. So yeah, so when you blend this, you want to keep some peas whole, and so you know you've got a bit of texture. So whatever you do, just think on what's the next step. Is it going to be textured? Is it going to be smooth? Do I like smooth? Do I like texture? You make it happen for yourself. So you just have to go through this sort of situation until you're happy. Quite, you know, straightforward. 150 grams of peas. So then you'll end up with, if you have 1 tart, you'll end up with 75 grams of peas. You know, peas are the highest protein thing around, aren't they? I think they beat chickpeas. They probably don't beat soya, but that's where we're up to with that. So that's easy, isn't it? I think broadly anyone can do this. Yeah, these tarts here, they're just your treat food, aren't they? I mean, this is like elegant without actually. I mean, this is what you'd serve at a dinner party, frankly, because you do all this before anybody arrived. This will be done. The next thing I'm doing will be done. So let's just show you this. That's what we've got here. So can you see I've left some peas in? But that's not hard, is it? We can all do that. So, you know, if you have guests, you could get that ready. You could do this process here we're about to do, which is very easy. Unroll your pastry. And then you want to cut a square. So just think before you do it. Right, so half, I'm going to go down here. And then you want a square, so you just cut the square. So I'm going to do 2 tarts because that puree is for 2. So you have 2 squares. So this is what I'm talking about. You can actually cut some strips and do those twisty things if you want. So that's that. So that's cool enough now. So when I do this, I'm just going to move that camera again. And then we can see properly. Good, that's better, isn't it? Right, okay, so when I do this, I tend to hold the corners like that. That's what I'm thinking about. It's not just a random hold. I'm just thinking, right, I want my corners here, so my little fingers, and then these. And then what you want to do is get this in here, don't you? So you want to just, like, do that. And you want it even. So I'm looking, it looks quite random, but I'm looking where that is and where the corresponding side is. And then I want these out. And I want to have a nice pattern, but also I need to press down so that I've got room for the filling. But you know, you want it curly and lovely looking. So we're just going to go again. Let's just check. So I'm going to go in that one. You obviously you want to go. You know, you wouldn't put one next door, would you? So again, I've got my corners there, and I'm just sort of folding it in. I'm looking there, and I'm looking here, where that is, and then I'm just pushing down And then, so I don't like that one. Why don't I like that one? Well, look, this is horrible, isn't it? You know, so we're just going to fold him. We're just going to slightly redo him because he wasn't even. So don't be frightened of just, or not frightened, gosh, you're not frightened. We're not in blooming warland, are we? But, you know, you just want to get that nice and even. I quite like them looking different. When I do them, I sort of strive for a bit of individuality, you know. And then carefully does it. So just, let's just check. So carefully does it. Get a bit of the spoon, the mix on the spoon, and then drop it. You don't want to get peas on the outside of the pastry. Now, I've fiddled about with these before. I've put discs of pan-fried tofu in the bottom of this to get more texture. No, this is just nice as it is, really. Garlic mushrooms, probably, like a vol au vent would be good. So, yeah, peas have obviously got some liquid in now with that soy milk. So that sort of goes down during cooking, so they're quite full. But that's what you want, so that's all right, isn't it? I'm still not 100% with that, actually. Just got a bit of pea off there. If those spill over, you know, wipe up. Get a bit of kitchen roll if something spills. Now, I have here some soy milk. I don't always do this step, well, I rarely do this step, but I've decided to be good today and do a bit of soy milk there. Crack on. I'm taking longer than I would here. Crack on, because pastry likes being cold. You don't want him all flopping about. So that's that. And then actually in the oven you go. So here we go. Oven cloth in. I suppose that jacket potato will get there eventually. He's been in half an hour at least already, but you know, it is what it is. So here we go. We're going to do the topping now. Let's just get him organised. So with the pastry, let's just time check, 7:20. So yes, you would just take some strips. Let's just do one. Here we are. Take a strip like that. I think they're a bit easier if they're... So just twist it and then put it on greaseproof paper. Just press that down a little bit at the end. And then you can put that in. It'll only take sort of 10 minutes, so don't put it in now. Put a tray of those in a bit later. So that's what you can do with that. So frankly, I need to do that now. Waste not, want not, and all that stuff. Georgia likes these as well, bless her heart, because you know she's my boo-boo. But I'm not going to do the rest because actually this here I'm just going to roll up because it goes straight back into the freezer. You know, I'll just put some masking tape around that, put it in a bag or cling film it, and then on the masking tape I'll put what it is and when it was opened and roughly how much there is left as well. So that's going to sit and ready to go in later. Put that over there. Okay, so now we're just going to do a bit more veg because we want to be able to pan fry. So I've got some here, and you want, for the top, you want to be able to have some texture from these mushrooms and some height. Now I haven't dressed this with herb, have I? I've tried different herbs and it just didn't add a thing, to be honest. Nothing. So no, I'm not specifying. I'm not specifying that for you, actually. So that's okay there. These are some I did earlier. Onion petals, always good. Let's just get this on. Just kick the camera, haven't I? Oh well, life moves on. Right, good. So, questions. Now, I've been hearing that AI is taking over everything, including writing recipes, which I find truly horrendous because all recipes are not created equal. The idea of that is just awful. But anyway, and apparently What AI can't do is answer questions like, what happens if it burns, or what's the best rice for this, or, you know, why do you use that, or, yeah, you know, it's pretty rubbish at context. So questions would be, do I have to have my oven on at 180 for these tarts? Well, yes. If you put it on higher, what happens? The pastry gets burnt on the outside and it's not cooked underneath. How do I know if my pastry's cooked? Because you can look at it and you can tap it, and as I said before, that looks a bit flabby, that should go back in for a couple of minutes. You know, I mean, if you had a spare tart, you could delve down with a fork and actually have a look whether it's cooked inside. Teach yourself timings, that's what it's all about, really. What else could go wrong? Just thinking. Tarts, quite foolproof, really. Okay, so yes, that gravy's sat there now, sauce, whatever we want to call it, that's sat there. So what happens to that? Has it got a skin on it? Because as you probably know, I often put cling film on the top of things to stop a skin forming. Well, I don't think that actually has too much of an issue. It will sit there quite happily. If I was putting it in a jug, I would probably I would put cling film over the top, but I wouldn't cover the surface. You know, I wouldn't put a surface cover on with the cling film actually touching the surface. Why did you just put salt in your onions? Well, I did, because it stops them burning, and I'm demonstrating, so who wants burnt onions? But anybody on the course will know that I do that anyway. What, those black bits in that pan? Those black bits were pepper from when I did them before. How long should I cook my onions for? Until you're happy, but broadly, cook them till they're translucent, but not floppy. I don't think I did a particularly good job on those earlier. I think they were a little bit small, and I think they were a little bit overcooked. You know, so that's what I do sort of say about that. What else would be nice? Well, I mean, to be honest, you could just do what I'm going to do now, which is, well, go off piece basically, but put a little bit of garlic in here. I mean, if you're feeding, oops, that slipped, wow, okay. If you're feeding a meat eater, one way to please them, especially if they love garlic and they might like red wine, is to always, you know, feed them plenty of garlic and red wine. So if you're feeding a meat eater this, you know, just do what I'm doing now, which is to get some garlic ready and pan fry it with this topping. What else could go wrong? These mushrooms could be cooked at the wrong heat. So if the heat's not high enough for mushrooms, by the way, you really, they start releasing their water. That's just a disaster. Why is that doing that? No idea. The joy of going live, eh? Right, what else could go wrong? So yes, that's that gravy now. So you can see that's not really got too much of a skin on it. What could happen with the gravy? Lumpy, well, sieve it, warm it, add more liquid. Doesn't taste nice. Take the recipe, print it off, add some stuff, Marmite maybe. You could add some red onion, but it's here. The onion and garlic could be a bit clumpy. You're going to have to whisk it. You could, if it's really bad, put it in water before you put it anywhere near this. Yeah. Oops. So those are the things that can go wrong. Okay, so these onions now, I've got to be careful with onions. So can you see, let's just check. So can you see we've got some brown coming on these mushrooms. So good. Whoops. So they're being, that mushroom there is good because it's got spoon, Julia, spoon. Honestly. How many spoons have I had out here today? Right, so, you know, that mushroom's good because it's getting some colour on it. It's getting cooked through, but it's not releasing its liquid. If this dries out, add some more water. But that's ready now, so that's good. I wanted to show you that. Rich, glossy sauce, really easily done. And if you can make it at the beginning and give those herbs time to go, relax, and then push their flavour in. I think that'd probably be best made the day before, to be honest. So that's that done. This here Right, so that's done. So that's absolutely gorgeous. Those onions now have got bite, and that mushroom has got texture and bite, but it's not releasing its water and we're going to make everything watery. That's what you need. And then finally, in goes a few garlic slivers. And you can tell if something's too hot. That pan was a bit hot, wasn't it? So I've just moved that off. So that's it. That's a really nice onion mix. And that could go on a variety of things, to be honest. If you put some whole peas in that now and some mooch, I would suggest. You could serve that on jacket potato. I quite often have that for lunch. So that's good. So that actually is the end of this. So what we're going to do, I think it would be quite a nice idea to, she says, getting another plate. Just a regular old plate. So let's get this other tart. Crumb coming off. Let's just have a look. Have we got enough? Yep. So those can fall quite artfully down. Now this gravy, just going to tidy up that plate in a minute before you're totally horrified. That gravy is not something I would put all over the place. Don't like that there. No, I wouldn't do that. I would put it into a jug. So that's that. So then we have what is going to look best here, I think. Yeah. Two of those. Get that off. Okay, good. Okay, and let's just dress this a little bit. Bit of salad. I think that beetroot would be quite nice actually on this. But there you go, no £40 plate. Just get that round. And I'll probably serve my baked potato on a separate plate. Always just tidy up your plate. Always, always do that. I just don't think it's good enough if you're interested in food to not have a nice tidy plate. But there you go. So good. Okay, that really wasn't very difficult, was it? Let's just show you that. Not difficult at all. Not difficult at all. I've done it in front of your eyes. And I have to take this down a bit now, actually. And yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? Still going to have to fiddle about with that, but that looks a bit strange on camera, but it looks quite nice where I'm stood above it. So yes, that's all good. And yeah, easy meal. Do give this one a go. I'm constantly wanting to fiddle, but let's not. So there you go. That's a pea tart. It's a minted pea tart served with gravy on the side, and it is also got some salad and a baked potato that's in the oven for a year, but will probably come out soon enough, which really should be Has a little bit of butter on it. So it's all good, this. It's a lovely, lovely dish, and I hope you love it. I'm just going to go back now, get this tripod stood up, get this back on where it needs to be, get this up, and here we go. Let's see, I kind of know that the camera has to be at the top of the clock to get me in. So, oops. Tighten that up, Julie, that will be good. All right, good. So it's not easy at all, self-producing this, but this is my tea. So I'm very, very happy about that. Now, questions. I can see that some people are online, so let's just see how we're getting on with questions. I can see something very strange happening on my Facebook feed, so I don't even want to think about that. But if you're wanting to put some questions into the comment, just let me know. So broadly, you know, the iPhone is recording this, and it's logged in as Heathen Vegan Gourmet, and then I'm logged in on my laptop here as myself as a guest going, so I really should be able to see the comments. I did have problems with this last week. So if you're on Messenger, I am more than able to see comments on Messenger if you're struggling to get in touch with me. I've run some tests on this week, but it doesn't seem to be working much better right now. So we'll see how we get on. So do pop messages into Messenger, and hopefully we can go from there. I'm actually just going to look at it over on the event page and see where we're up to with that. So yeah, quite hard going actually. Let's just see how we are. 2 comments. Let's see. Good luck. We love your dishes. Thank you, Alice. That's very nice of you to say. Alice, one of my lovely customers from lockdown, who single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, with a collection of other customers, kept me going through lockdown. You know, my small catering business was flattened by COVID, no support scheme, no furlough, nothing. And so I started doing lockdown deliveries to homes, and there was a collection of people in Kendal. Alice was one of them, who just kept me afloat. You know, A, gave me a purpose, but B, actually just properly gave me some money. You know, so Alice and Chris Fisher and, you know, other people are just struggling. It's coming. You know, every week the order came in, every week they took food. And in fact, Alice sometimes took a delivery on Friday and Saturday. So thanks very much to everybody, because all these people around have kept me going, and actually now enabling me to teach other people how to cook decent vegan food. So thank you. Let's just see if there are any questions. I have answered quite a lot. I thought I did quite well answering questions. So yes, let's just think about these tarts as well. I keep getting burnt in the face. I'm going to have a really nice tea. Right, okay, so this is on a 180, and here we go. This is cooking nicely now, but obviously it will be stuck if it's not cooked. It will easily move when it's cooked, and so they're browning, aren't they? But they do need this situation on top, don't they? I think. I'm just thinking a few little walnuts on there would be good, or pumpkin seeds, but roast them. Roasted pumpkin seeds are much nicer. Definitely worth the effort. Yeah, you know, you don't want to serve them like this. I mean, that's fine, to be honest. I have to eat them anyway. But, you know, you do want to top them, don't you, with these bad boys. George, I love these so much. That's it, I think. I think that's all I need to tell you. So, yes, these aren't cooked, obviously. They're going, it's awful. I should not have these out like this because, you know, Puff Pastry will go, oh, I'm out of the fruit. I'm out now. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to go, whoo. But don't. Put them back in, and then they go higher. I never cook a jacket potato in the oven. Lord knows how long it takes. They're microwave for me. Why would you put an oven on for a jacket potato? I'm sorry, no. For the climate, no. But as the oven was on, I thought I would do that. But I have no idea what I'm doing. So I obviously should do jacket potatoes and fillings at one stage and teach myself about an isolated potato in the oven. So there we go. It's my tea time now. I'm just going to put my specs on and see if there are any more comments or questions, but I suspect not. So that's okay. because I feel like I've done my job properly. But anyway, yes, I'm going to start pushing these out to the rest of the community and being a bit braver. But meantime, take good care, eat well, and keep cooking and enjoy your tarts. And please do make them. The recipe will be underneath this live video. The link to it will be there. Probably tomorrow morning when I've just top and tailed it and put some extra notes in and things like that. So yeah, do check it out and do make it, please, because the animals need us. All right, take care. Bye now.